Welcome everybody to Sacred U's conversations that inspire, ignite, innovate. And these are conversations that really count. And what we aim to do is inspire you with our beautiful panelists that have the knowledge and the experience in the conversations that we will be going through. So what I'm going to do is I'll introduce myself. I'm Julie Nelson, Rich Witch, artisan botanical perfumer and aromatherapy. And I work with women to help them rise unapologetically in their divine feminine essence. And I'm going to actually introduce everybody, and then we're going to get stuck into it. Because we've got a small group tonight, I think we can have some really, really juicy conversations. So first we have Diane Esther. She is a soul doctor and #1 best-selling author of The Diamond Within. She is an international speaker, transformational coach, and teacher. And Diana inspires and empowers women around the world to connect to the light within, finding their life purpose and developing stronger health, inner peace, emotional balance, harmony, well-being, inner trust, and perseverance on the journey to becoming flawless and brilliant, which I absolutely love. And I feel that we're all on the same path here. We just all do it differently. And Anne Irwin. Jo is an emotional and energetic empowerment coach. She is the creator of Empower You and Finding You Time programs and manifestation mastermind membership program. She's also the co-author in the book series A Journey to Riches, The Gift in Challenges. And she is also a speaker. And before we move out tonight, everybody's links and contact details will be placed below in the comments. I'm also encouraging our audience to ask questions, have a say and participate, because I'll be able to see what you share. And we'll also talk about the tribes, and later on our beautiful Sophia will be coming in to share with you as well. So beautiful, ladies. I'm very grateful to be here with you tonight because I have shared the space with you, and I want to thank you for giving up your time, sharing your time and space with us to have this juicy conversation. And what we're talking about tonight is emotional empowerment. Transform your life for joyful living. And this is a really powerful topic because, especially with the way the world is going today, we want to live in joy every day. We want to find those glimmers and those shimmers in every day. And so this conversation is going to be around emotional empowerment and about taking control of our emotions and how to use them to create a more fulfilling life. And it's about tapping into our emotions and understanding them and how we can use them to live a full and joyful life. So we're going to go through some questions that are really relevant to this. And I'm just coming back to the questions which I've had here that have disappeared. So just a minute, because I've got them in a second place. Aren't I lucky? So the first question, my lovelies, and I know that you've had them, to have a ponder over. And let's have a look at Joe first. We'll just do a popcorn style. It's easy with just the three of us. What does emotional empowerment mean to you? And how does it contribute to creating a more joyful and fulfilling life?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just reading what Trina had put into the chat here, and it was exactly what I was going to share with you. So I might read that first, if that's okay, and then elaborate. Yeah. So, and Trina is saying emotional empowerment is about taking control of our emotions and using them to create a more fulfilling life. By understanding our emotions, expressing them in a healthy way, and developing a positive mindset, we can transform our lives and experience greater joy and fulfillment. Spot on. Like, that is so spot on. And it is about embracing those emotions, no matter, how they evolve or where they come up in you, is actually taking that time to express them in a healthy way, to explore them, to really find out how they're serving you in a way that can empower you. And in doing that, you'll find, and I do a lot of different processes around this, but also you will find that you'll get to know yourself, like, intimately, through your emotions, and you will be able to, over time, as you're working with your emotions, really have more, I'm not going to use the word control, but more power over what you choose moving forward. So it's such a beautiful topic, and I know that there's going to be a lot of questions, and I want to leave it open to explore that a little bit more. But Trina, I just want to say, absolutely, using them to empower you and looking at them without judgment, so that you can process them in a healthy way without, really shaming yourself for them. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'll leave some more for Diana. I'm sure she's got a lot to say on that as well, Diana.
Yes.
Thank you,
Diana. Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
I want to say, first of all, what emotions are. What makes us human, if not emotions? People tend to have a misunderstanding that feeling emotional is bad, it's negative, it's not accepted in the world, but that's what makes us who we are. Our emotions, it's our unique self, expressing itself in this world. And because, unfortunately, we live in the life that it's controlled by media, controlled by people's perception, we were put limitations upon our expressions. And when I look back at my childhood, my emotions were always suppressed. I was not allowed to express my emotions. And all my life was filled with sadness instead of joy, and joy of living and feeling the happiness that I was born to feel. I never knew what happiness is all about. My life was filled with sadness and grief. And coming to this world as emotionally sensitive and had no emotional support in my environment, in my family, life took me on a journey of self-discovery and understanding what emotions are. What is the power behind the emotions? Because emotions are energy. You can't get rid of it. You can't kill it. You can't destroy it. You can only transform it. And that's why it is magical. It is powerful, because if you know how if you understand the power behind the emotions, you become the powerful manifester of everything you want in your life. There is no limitations. The only limitations is the one that you put upon yourself.
Very
So
true.
emotion, a powerful gift.
Mm.
We all have it, but not all of us allow ourselves to express those emotions. And if you don't allow them to be expressed, unfortunately, they become suppressed within you and will manifest in some kind of emotional or physical disease, which happened in my life. At the very early stage, I was diagnosed, because my emotions could not be expressed, I was diagnosed with chronic inflammation of liver and gallbladder since early childhood, and I suffered most of my life. So I learned the power of emotion. I learned how emotions can heal me. They can make me ill, but they can heal me. And that's the power behind those emotions. And we can talk forever about it. So I'm giving back to Julie, saying that the power of emotions is immense.
Thank you, Diana. And I have a couple of things points that I would like to bring up, and what everybody has expressed is very powerful. I also want to let Sean know that I've got your question here, and we will come to that. I think that you will find answers as we move on. But we will definitely address everybody's questions. There's two things that came up for me. And first we have to, for me, and what I teach my clients is acknowledge the emotions, because when we acknowledge anything, we are then able to accept and move forward. And the other thing is, we have the power of choice, which is also, it ties in with what Trina, Diana, and Joanne have said, and we can talk a little bit more about that. So it's accepting those emotions, acknowledging them, moving forward. And it is a topic that we could spend hours on, Diana, I hear you. And when we ignore them, of course, that is when disease or illness comes up. And it's okay to express ourselves. And just in saying this, before I go into question 2, something that I've learned myself is to come from an empowered place rather than disempowered. And that way, and that comes from choice and understanding our emotions. So how can individuals develop a deeper understanding of their emotions and use them as a tool for personal growth and empowerment? And I feel Diane has spoken a little bit about this. So Trina, did you, no, she's gone. Okay. Diana, do you want to say a little bit more about this? And then Joe can pop in, and then I think it would be appropriate to step into Sean Huber's question, which I'll share with you, and I know you can see anyway. So how can individuals develop a deeper understanding of their emotions and use them as a tool for personal growth and empowerment?
I think personally, there is only way that it's permanent and deep. It's your spiritual path and spiritual transformation. There are many different ways. I would call them, when you want to put bandage on your wound, that will be just, it would not be permanent. It will be just for a little while, helping you to feel maybe emotionally better. But if you want a total transformation, if you want to break free from emotional bondage, if you want to tap into your power beyond your human understanding, you have to take a spiritual path of transformation, learning about who you truly are, understanding the power within you, the power that created you, the power that can heal you, the power that can guide you, the power that can create magic, something that we never learned because our parents, our grandparents, society never teach us. We didn't come to this world with instruction manuals, how to live our life and who we truly are. We came completely blindfolded. And it takes our life journey to remove those blindfolds so we can virtually see, clearly see who we truly are, what life is all about, why we are here, what is the purpose of our life, what it is that we came to experience. And in depth, we came to experience joy. When we look at the world today, we don't see joy, we don't see happiness, we see wars, we see broken relationships, we see poverty, we see sadness, we see illness. So it is something that it's missing, our understanding and our knowledge. And by expanding our consciousness and evolving ourselves from who we truly are, we can become emotionally free. We can use all the gifts that Creator given to us to become powerful, to live the life of our dreams, to transform negative emotions into the positive, to transform lack into abundance. And there is no end to it. So from my point of view, the best suggestion I can give is to step on the spiritual path, to learn about life, about who you are, about your emotions. And this is the only way that will truly connect you to your essence, to your diamond within, to become polished by life with understanding. And as Julie said, with acceptance. When you accept everything about you, everything that it's positive and negative, because it's all part of one, part of one in life.
I love that.
Yeah, and that will be the biggest gift you can give to yourself. If you truly want to live life by the divine design, you have a magic that will happen in your life once you will step on the path. You won't longer be blindfolded. You will see with clarity and understanding, and you can take control of your life. Because as Julie said, it's a matter of choice. You choose what to say, who to be with, where to work, where to go. It will be your choice, not imposed upon you, but you will break free from your emotional bondage.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And we will elaborate on that a little bit later in the call. And again, some things have come up, but Jo, I'm going to hand it over to you to share your personal experience, expertise, knowledge.
So it's around developing a deeper understanding of emotions for personal growth. I totally agree with Diana and going on a journey, whether it's a journey of spirituality or a journey of self-inquiry or a journey of something, but connecting with that self, which I believe is that soul being inside of you, and working with that to enable you to move forward. 2 words I wrote down before the call, which you've already said, is acknowledge and accept. Okay, because our life is going to be an emotional roller coaster. Let's face it. But also something that I want to tag on the back of Diana with is that you mentioned that our parents didn't come with any instructions, neither did their parents or their parents or their parents. Okay, so a lot of our emotions may not even be ours. All right, it could be something that has come through from generation to generation to generation, and it's just how it is. That's how they operated in the world, how they navigated their world. Therefore, as little ones, we're just modeling the same emotions in that respect. And some we could have picked up along the way ourselves. So I guess we need to discern what is ours and what is not. And through spirituality, through self-connection, self-discovery, self-inquiry, and working with, I guess, professionals as well. If you have, if you're holding a lot of emotions that are getting stuck in your physical body, which is what Diana alluded to before, how, that can evolve into something a little bit more sinister and, come through in a way that may not be pleasant. And this is exactly what happens, because when I work with people and women, if they have an ailment, we can actually trace back the emotion, what they're holding on to. Where is it stem from? Is it theirs? Is it not? And really explore it from that space, and then releasing it out of the body so that we can move forward. So I guess deeply understanding where they're coming from as a way for personal growth, it would be a really good place to navigate, explore, and because really emotion is just energy in motion. It's just moving. Yeah. So we got to move it out of our bodies to be able to heal and be able to move forward and not actually continue, having the same emotions over and over and over. And I know that you've got some questions there that we'll probably go deeper into.
We will.
How, yeah.
We will. And so again, I would like to bring in a point of what is the spiritual path, because some people might back off with that. And I think it's really important, like, you can use whatever word or whatever it feels right for you. So be aware of that. And spiritual, again, may be a topic. It's like, what is it? We have our own ideas. I'm just bringing this up because I know some people can be averse to it, and we're not telling you a way to be, but spiritual is like, can mean so many things. So it's about finding that within yourself, and know there is always support out there for you. There's incredible people in the Sacred You community. There's incredible people everywhere that can support you and guide you. And the biggest thing is that all of our healing will always come from us. We are the ones that have to do the work, and it's about tapping into the right people, aligning with the right people that can help us and guide us through that. And another thing too, I would really like to add to that is always look for the learning in this. Because many years ago, over 3 decades ago, I learned, and it's always stuck with me, is no matter what decisions I make in life and the experiences that I have, it may feel wrong at the time, but when we look in hindsight, if we didn't experience that, we wouldn't be who we are today. And that can go either way. So look for the opportunities of growth, and this is when you can rise unapologetically, because a lot of people suppress, as we've heard. And at that point, I would really like to bring in Sean's question, and this is a big thing Sean, I see you, and I've experienced this myself. And I'm grateful to be in my 6th decade on this earth, because I've learned so much and I love who I've become. How do I get over the hatred I have for my narc? So I'm going to hand this over to Joe. I do have something to say on this myself, if I may. But Joe, how about you first, and then we'll go on to Diana, because this is pretty big, and I big. Get it. I actually really get it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking the question is around her narc, the ex, is what I'm hearing. I think I'm hearing right, or is it my narc, her narc? Like, I was just trying to interpret which. I'm pretty sure I do know Sean. So I've got an idea that it is possibly around her ex, her narc.
Yeah.
However, either way, we look at ourselves. We look inside of us first.
Yes.
Okay, and really dive into, what is it in us that we're resisting to see in order to heal that part of us that's. And I'm not saying that we attract everything in our life, but I do believe that everything comes to us for a reason and a learning, like you just mentioned there. And a part of her may have needed something to learn in having that relationship. So I'm wondering, if she actually takes the time to do the work, like Diana said, or Julie said, doing the work and looking deep inside and working with the part of us that's being triggered, that's very, it's being, there's another word. We use trigger a lot, but it's instead of responding, it's reacting. Yeah, in reaction to that. And a lot could be entangled in guilt, shame, things that you're feeling around actually having to be in that relationship in the first place, and why you were in that, a lot of things can come up there. But working with the part and embracing that part that is feeling the feeling of the hatred, to be able to accept it, get to that point of acceptance. And it's really hard. It's a really hard thing to do. You really do need, I believe, guidance with something as deep as this. And I'm feeling it quite deep, because there could be a lot of layers there as well, that you're carrying that may not be yours, like we mentioned before. But just working with those parts of yourself that need to be held, that need to be loved, that need to be nurtured, that need to be felt, that we've resisted, that we've not been able to go there because we're so much in pain of even embracing those parts. And they're all parts of ourselves. All of these emotions are parts of ourselves that we've carried through from younger self, through generational self, through past life self, right? Whatever. But you can only explore that if it's, I believe, if it's facilitated in an appropriate way. And so I know that's a bit of a cop out in a way, but it's quite a deep one.
Yes.
Without, you can do all the practical stuff, but it's bigger than the practical.
Yes.
It's doing the inner work to heal those parts that are feeling that hatred, are feeling that, and what's underneath that, so we need to go a little bit deeper and work with that. And a lot of this, I believe, live in our lower centers, hiding there in shame and pain and guilt. And if we can access them, we can heal them from an energetic space, rather than a practical
Yeah.
talk therapy space, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with you. Thank you, Joanne. And I just want to say, I think it's very, very important, Sean, to have somebody else initially be able to hold the container for you to be able to express your truth. Because when we speak out loud, we are more able to process, and in that moment, we can often find the answers. I'm going to hand it over to Diana, sorry.
Thank you. What I want to add up to this subject, I want to really shine the light on those emotions. Yes, in order to understand what spirituality and spiritual paths mean, you have to understand one thing, that there is a misconception in this world that we are humans on the spiritual journey. We are the spirit on the human journey, and that's make the whole difference. We are the spirit within, and everything that our body and our mind and our emotions, it's not us, it's our clothes. It's something that we borrowed this lifetime to experience certain emotions, to find the balance, to find harmony within and without, and to make not only our life, but the whole world a better place. Because choice that we have give us tremendous power and understanding how to feel, that we are in charge of what it is that we allow ourselves to feel. If we allow ourselves to feel hatred, we're going to feel hatred all the way through. If we are not happy with the way we feel, we have to understand that we have a choice to change this feeling, and there is nobody else who can do it for us but ourselves. Nobody can make us feel the way we feel if we don't choose that way. That's first of all. Secondly, there is no accidents in life, and there is no coincidence. People that come into our life as our friends, family members, husbands, children, they are simply messengers. They are our mirror to show us what it is lacking within us and what it is on the other pole of hatred. It is love. It means when you feel hatred, you actually deprive yourself of feeling love. You're not accepting yourself. You're not loving yourself. You're not giving yourself everything that you truly want to experience. You're actually depriving yourself, and it is your own doing. Because the reason for all these emotions that come into each and every one of our lives, we all go through our specific life experience. It is our unique life journey. Because at the very beginning, when we were not in this human flesh yet, we decided that we want to experience something in life. We want to experience certain emotions, and it was our choice to take this journey, to sign up our husbands, our children, our family, to be part of our environment, to be the mirror that will show us what it is lacking within us, what it is that we need to understand, because we came blindfolded. We don't have rules, we don't understand the rules of life. We just trying as best as we can to live the life of joy and abundance and fulfillment, and we make mistakes.
Yes.
And there's no mistakes in the universe. Everything that is happening meant to happen the way it does, and there is no wrong or right doing, because wrong and right, it's part of duality. It's oneness. Everything within us, all the perfection, all the imperfection, all the good and all the bad, it's part of one. We're made of love. And our journey back home, it's back home to love, to understand that all these opposite emotions that seems to be taking control of us, we can take control of those emotions and we can transform them if we choose with understanding and connection. And that's why I always say spiritual journey is the only path to enlightenment and healing on all levels.
Yes, I agree. I also feel that the spiritual path for people can be different. So we have to be mindful, of what that means. I absolutely agree with both of you. And I was taking notes, and the notes that I've taken, you both said. And one thing, and perhaps I'll say it in a different way, is that where we put our focus and our energy, we empower that energy. So, and Sean, I truly get you, because I was in that space not so long ago, and I couldn't actually believe that I had the feelings that I had. And I had to, because I have the tools, I was able to rein myself in and flip it around. So this leads into one of our next questions, and it is about focusing on yourself and what you desire rather than focusing on the other person and the hatred that you have for them. And I understand also that it's very easy for us all to give you recommendations and suggestions of what to do. But that's the power of listening to different people, because something will align with you and you can walk into that and step with that. Be true to yourself and put your energy into loving you, because love is the highest vibration there is on this planet. And you are your priority. And I really hope that this is giving you some food for thought and things to ponder on. And I would also recommend journaling, which is, I'm about to come up. I'm going to skip one question because I feel that it's not really necessary, and that's number 3. But let's move on to number 4. Are there any specific self-care practices or rituals that can support emotional empowerment and contribute to more joy in life? And I think this is very powerful, because between all of us, we have different ways of working with people. So we can give you, our audience, a myriad of suggestions. Let's spend a few minutes on this, because we've got one other question and then we're going to wrap it up. So I'll go back to Jo, because there's only a couple of us. I'll go back to Joanne, because popcorn's a bit hard with people.
That's all right.
Perhaps you could give, why don't we offer 3 tips each?
Yeah.
Keep them short. We don't need to go into deep depth.
Okay, I'm a big journaler promoter. I believe in when emotions present. Sit in silence and ask the powerful questions like, what does this mean? What is it guiding me to understand? And really going deep and spending a bit of time just journaling what comes up. And it could be nothing that makes sense, but it's a way of releasing what is coming up for you through that process. So that would be one for sure. I'm a big morning routine girl, start a routine in the morning. So waking up and setting an intention of how you want to feel today, and actually seeing yourself, visualizing yourself being that through the day, seeing yourself being that happy, joyful, whatever self you want to be through the day. And third one is embodiment, is doing something to embody the emotions that you want to feel rather than feel the ones that you don't. So go out in nature, go for a walk. I'm a big yoga fan with breath. I really take time each day to do practices that is going to serve me in a way that I can show up more empowered for others. And just gently, doing the things that are going to make the most difference to you. So that over time they just become a good, healthy habit. And it's almost like they can override. Music's another one, right? And dance. I mean, there's just so many. But yeah, do what you feel called to do and listen to your body. Listen to what your body's intelligence is telling you, just like your emotional intelligence. Okay, body intelligence. Embrace what feels good for you. And particularly when you're not feeling good.
Yes.
And that's usually when it's hard to do, is when you're in that. But, it's almost like, okay, what do I need to do for me now? And just do it. If you're at work or whatever, go for a walk, take that time out, excuse yourself, and do what you need to do.
Beautiful. Yeah. Diana, 3 tips, 3 self-care tip practices, or 3 self-care practices can you offer?
Of course. I can offer what I teach others and what I use myself always. First of all, to understand that emotions are created within us based on thoughts and feelings. And when those thoughts come into our head, and let's say they're negative thoughts of negative emotion that we don't want to experience, and we give them power, we actually keep on focusing on them. They create an attachment with us, and they keep on coming into our consciousness. So when we don't, first of all, try not to give power to the negative emotions. Try to be an observer instead of being a participant. Look at the emotion as something outside of yourself and not inside of yourself. When you bring it in and you believe in it, it becomes who you are. It becomes one with you, and it will keep on coming into the field of your awareness to remind you, to keep you on the loop of the same consciousness. So first of all, instead of creating constant connection with these negative emotions, visualize yourself as you're stepping out of the frame of your consciousness, like virtually photo frame. You're stepping out. All the emotions are inside there, and you're outside, simply absorbing them and letting them pass by. You don't suppressing them, you don't controlling them, you will feel them less and less, and they will just drift away. It will take time, but it will happen.
Yes,
that's
a very powerful point. And the time it takes is very individual, and perhaps not have too great an expectation on yourself. And it's about being mindful to take one action a day and build it up and grow your strength. And to add, and again, all of these things, there's so many tools that we have at hand.
I did not finish yet. I'm sorry, darling.
Oh, sorry.
I did not finish. You just stopped me there.
Sorry, I thought you'd finished.
Okay. No, I didn't finish. So it will take time for all the emotional intelligence within you. First of all, you need to connect to the knowledge. Knowledge, it's not something that it's given to us. Knowledge begins with curiosity. When you're curious about life, when you want to understand something within you, why these emotions not helping you to feel love, not helping you to feel the joyous, to experience the joyous life, you have to have a choice to explore yourself, understanding of life, and also to be able to empower you. I believe in affirmation with all my heart. Affirmations help me to become who I am today. From the girl who was scared, from the girl who was hiding, from the girl who was not sure about things in life, to become a powerful creator and manifester of everything in life. Affirmations are absolute must. They are your mental gym. People go to gym to exercise their body, to build their muscles and to look good. When you go to a mental gym by using your affirmation, you become so powerful, you become balanced, you become harmonious, you become truly the creator, because you convince your mind that you are not just your mind. You convince your mind everything that your limiting beliefs is making you feel, you actually transforming these limiting beliefs into the power within you. You letting your body, your mind and soul, understanding who is the boss and who is in control of your life. You don't let your mind to guide you into circles and to leave you feeling powerless. You take control of your mind and you say to your mind how you want to feel.
Yes.
If you feel powerless, you say, I'm a powerful creator of my reality. And everything I create with love. And love is who I am. You choose the affirmation that it's close to your heart, and you have to recite them not as a parrot. You have to have connections to them. You have to feel them. Even at the beginning, maybe you don't feel that it's true. You have to make it. You have to fake it until you make it. Because our mind is an emotional robot. Our mind does not understand emotions. Our mind understands words. And words is our power. So if you want to transform any emotions, any negative emotion, you have to substitute with a powerful affirmation and use them every morning and every night in front of the mirror, looking into your eyes. Even if you want to cry when you were supposed to laugh, when you feel completely opposite to the emotions you express, you have to keep on going.
Thank you. Sorry, Diana, I don't want to interrupt, but I would love for us to get through to the next question.
Okay.
Very powerful sharing, and because we've only got 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, please don't be sorry. it's a very passionate topic, and I think we could go for a long time. And I actually really hear you. I'm a great affirmation person myself, and that was one of the things I was going to bring up, because 35 years ago was when I started using affirmations consistently and connecting to them, and it actually turned my life around, that practice. And what we're doing, I'd just love to add very quickly, is that we're retraining the brain. So we're looking at all, like, energetic, spirituality, the physical, the psychological, the emotional, all of it. There's no one way, and it's very, very powerful. And I have two things to offer, and this is a practice of my own, and that's to sit in contemplation. And when we do get caught up in those negative or unhelpful or toxic emotions and feelings, is asking ourselves, how is this affecting me? And journal on that. What can I do to move forward? What are my next steps? And again, it's taking what works for you from all of the recommendations and practices that we all do. And for me, it's really like the love, the trust, be in your truth, trust yourself. And again, you may need somebody to help hold the container for you to be able to reach that point. And then it becomes so innate within you that you can do it for yourself. And Joe has put up a resource there for everyone, which is beautiful. Thank you, Joe, because what we want is for everybody to rise unapologetically in their truth and love themselves unconditionally. So we've probably got about a minute each to just answer this last question. So please just keep that time in mind, because Sophia will be coming on. How can individuals build a support system or seek professional help to enhance their emotional empowerment journey? Diana.
Okay.
Sorry.
I suggest, first of all, to get yourself a mentor, because without the mentor, you cannot move forward. Because there are a lot of like-minded people that think like you and cannot help you on this journey to think any different. So I believe by having a mentor and stepping on your spiritual journey, to be part of the enlightened community, to make this world a better place and to create the best life you ever want, there is no other way. Every other things, like learning how to love yourself and doing all the things that will be helping you, will begin from that. So this is my guidance. Get yourself a mentor. Step on the spiritual path and start learning about who you truly are.
Thank you. And that's beautiful and powerful. Thank you. Joe.
Yes, so beautiful, so powerful, and definitely agree. So reaching out for support is sometimes very difficult. And I believe that a lot of us are programmed to not ask for help, especially as women. But it is the most important thing. And usually I wouldn't suggest, like Diana suggests, not a friend or somebody that knows you, because they can be in sympathy with you. But I believe that you start working on yourself, pick up the books, pick up the podcasts. There's so much free resources out there, and start to flood your mind, flood your knowledge with this topic, so that you can move through it with the support of everything that's available. And particularly if it's deep, obviously get someone that is experienced, someone that's professional in helping you to do that. But I started with a book. I started with Louise L. Hay 40 odd years ago. And, you know, that's just was the beginning of my transformation. And it's just evolved because I just want more. I'm a sponge for learning and a sponge for healing and spirituality, all the stuff. So you need to become a sponge. Yeah, and start doing the work on yourself. That's my advice.
I love that, and I hear you. My little Bible that I used to call it was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And that was where I learned affirmations, and that was like 35 years ago or whatever. And also the biggest thing was, no matter what choices we make, look for the learnings, look for the opportunities. Nothing is ever wrong. How we choose to react or respond to it is
our choice.
Our choice and going to be the outcome. So I love what Joe said as well about and Diana, choosing the right professional for you, because friends want to tell you what they think you want to hear, which is possibly not all, but most, and that will hold you back. So I still, for me, say be true to yourself, find the right person for you, the right professional, one that knows what they are doing as well. And yeah, absorb yourself, like love yourself up every day by doing one thing that brings you a smile, that brings you joy, whether it be nature, dancing, exercise, and eat healthy.
Yes.
Love your body, treat your body, mind, and soul like it is a temple.
Yes, totally. 100% agree. All of that, all of the above and below.
All of the above with everybody. And Sean, I wish you well, and I trust that this has given you some insight, and I want to give thanks to our panelists, and I will hand them over to give a brief contact details, but they will be in the comments below. So just perhaps your contact details. And Joe, you run a tribe. I would love for you to talk a minute about your tribe as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I run a tribe in the Sacred You community called Empowering You to Live Your Best Life. And these are the similar topics that we talk about. It's what we're talking about here this morning. Actually, it's every second Wednesday. And today we covered grief and loss, because it's something that we all experience, we all will, and I believe everyone has experience in some form, and they're really, really meaningful conversations, and together in a group of like-minded women supporting one another in a safe space to do the work and heal, you know, parts of ourselves that we want to see. And yeah, so that's every second Wednesday. Next one is in a fortnight, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I believe it might change. Oh, it'll be still 10 a.m., but we're going into daylight saving. Yeah. I just wanted to add one quick little thing is that a message that I really feel is important that people understand is that it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling and not to feel bad about it, you know.
Yes.
Embrace the feelings that are coming up, because I think it's really easy to put ourselves down and think it's wrong, and that's just, again, societal, you know, stuff that we've carried through, that we can't cry, big boys don't cry, big girls, you know, don't you know, we've just been ingrained to keep it together all the time and be quiet, keep it together, you know, be strong. Just, you know, it starts with feeling what you're feeling and knowing it's okay to feel that, and not beat yourself up about it. I think that's a really important piece.
It is. Acknowledgement, accept. It's okay to feel the feelings. And then what we want to do is
heal them,
to move out of them into a better place. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Diana, I'm going to ask you to give one point of contact. What's your favorite point of contact for people to connect in with you?
First of all, I provide an educational platform for emotionally sensitive women, helping them to transform supersensitivity into superpower. And by going to my website, thediamondwithin.co.uk, you can connect with me and have 1 hour free discovery session where I can connect with you and will help you to connect with your heart and the diamond within. And the rest, it will be your journey and your choice, whether you want to work with me and you will feel connection with me, or I will send you on the spiritual path with all my love, put the seed of knowledge and understanding into your life.
Beautiful.
And just
Beautiful.
one thing I wanted to say, which is very, very important. Our emotions is our responsibility. When we feel emotionally negative, we spill this negativity into the world. And that's why the world, it is the way it is right now. We need more love. That's why it is our obligation and responsibility in life to get to understand, to balance, and to get control in our emotions. If we want to leave this world a better place for our children and grandchildren, it is our absolute responsibility to take control of our emotions.
Yes, I agree. And the first port of call is to love yourself.
Yes.
To love yourself unconditionally.
Conditionally.
And that is not an easy place to be. And it can, it's a different journey for everybody, but keep that in mind. Love yourself every day, because that is where I'm going to share my formula with you. And it takes work to get there. When we're in that place of self-love, we know that we are worthy. We have more confidence. We become more attractive and magnetic to manifest what we desire.
Love that.
Yeah. And
Love
so
that.
it's about journeying to become that love.
It is a journey. Yeah.
That inner
Absolutely.
journey.
That's beautiful.
This has been beautiful. And Jo, you've given a free resource there for everybody. Diana is offering a beautiful 1 hour with her, which is very powerful and generous. I'm Julie Nelson Richwood, and I host the tribe, the Bewitching Tribe, and it runs in Australian New South Wales time. We're soon stepping into daylight savings time. It will always be in New South Wales, 12:30 to 1:30 on a Friday afternoon. And I have a few talents that I bring in together where we, because I am a clinical aromatherapist of 31 years and an astrologer of 25. So we bring in astrology, botanical perfumery, and magic, ritual, ceremony, because I focus on the psychological and emotional to help women rise unapologetically in their divine essence. And before we sign off, we are running a few minutes behind, but that's okay because it was so juicy. Sophia is going to come in and have a wee chat. I welcome you, Sophia.
Hey, thank you. And wonderful. Thank you, Diana. And thank you, Diana, for joining us all the way from the UK. And thank you, Jo, for joining us from up north. And Julie, congratulations on a wonderful panel. Really well done. It's your first panel.
I think we could have a part 2 on this. There's so much.
I think we can.
It's hard
there is so much more.
I definitely think we can have a part 2. So look out, everyone. Just want to again thank everyone for being here and everyone who's been in the background for Trina and Maimuna and Wilma, who's been putting everyone's links in the comments, and of course Sean, and we have had a few other people watching us. Do click on the links below and connect with these beautiful women who have just given up an hour of their time to share their passion, to share their knowledge, all about emotions and empowering ourselves with emotions and everything like that. So do click on those. Also check out the links for what's coming up in Sacred You. In 1 week's time, we have a really amazing one, co-creating global harmony. Really looking forward to that. That is in 1 week's time. Check out our website, sacredyou.love. You'll find our upcoming Harmony Fest. Exciting. Only 3 weeks to go. Sorry, Julie, I have to say 3 weeks to go. I'm excited. Are you excited? Really? 3 weeks to go.
Excited.
Harmony Fest, where we've got an enormous amount of masterclasses. We have online readers and lots of virtual stall holders, as well as a panel discussion that Julie will be facilitating in that as well. So looking forward to that. Come and join us. Come and join Joe's tribe, Julie's tribe. We've got over 20-something tribes, almost 30 tribes. I don't know. I keep losing count. Join us just for $1 Australian. Which is pretty good. Try us out for 2 weeks. Try out all the tribes that you want to try for 2 weeks, and then continue. If you want to continue, you don't have to continue. We would love you to continue just for 15 Australian dollars a month, not very much. And you get to try, I said, the Bewitching Tribe, the Empowering You Tribe, and lots of other ones. Click on the links below. Come and join us. Thank you ever so much for a wonderful panel. I'm looking forward to your next one, Julie. Looking forward to seeing Diana and Joe again sometime very, very soon. And have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.